Oh, okay, here you go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. I'm sorry for the late start, but technical difficulties today, Roger. But
Yes,
still, the show must go on. So good
for
to see you.
sure. It's also a little late start, but it's an exciting show, so let's get to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about as usual. there's there's cricket today, Canada versus US, India. Sorry,
You want to play US
and
again?
we want to play US again to see if we can get through instead of them. Yeah, but Canada versus India, but as usual, rain in Florida for the last week. So
Yes,
delayed
lots and
status,
lots of rain, man.
late inspection, and but it's although there's cricket, and I am in Florida and hoping to get to the game at some point. I'm more excited about what's happening later today in Jamaica. So you'll tell us all about that later on.
Oh yeah, we have a special lady coming on the track.
Yes, for sure. We will discuss that. And there's so much more going on too. And I think we'll get into it since we're late. So let's get right into it with the NBA finals. Wow.
Yes. Did you watch that
Three
game last
nothing.
night?
I did. I couldn't believe
I
that.
was like, what is going on here? I just felt maybe
Yeah.
they want to win on their home court or something, but only one guy showed up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it nerves closing out, or did they just want to not win that game? A friend of mine who lives in Boston actually posted today that Boston lost the game they wanted to lose. I guess I guess that he was trying to say they want to come home to win.
Win, yeah, it's a big thing to win on your home court, but it's a gamble as well because you don't
It's
want
a
Dallas to get a
gamble.
rhythm on you and find a way to win that game, and then it becomes really serious after that. So, win the games
And
that are right in front of you. That's what they
yeah,
need
yeah,
to do. But
that's what they need to do because you're now giving Dallas a chance to be the first team to
to
come
come
from
back from three
three
nothing,
nothing.
I don't think it's
So
going to happen. But you never know.
you
You
never know.
never
But
know. But
I,
that's been an interesting series. I think I felt Dallas secondary guys, not the stars. The stars have showed up fairly well, but the
mhm,
secondary guys didn't. Doncic seems to be not 100% either. So it's been a
right.
challenge for Dallas. They just haven't delivered. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about last night's game. If it was Dallas, if it was Boston not showing up, I don't know which one it was, or a combination of both. But for
Yeah,
now, I believe Boston is still in the driver's seat.
yeah, I think so. I'm 3-1 up. It's gonna be hard for Dallas to come back. I'm in four straight.
For
Yeah, I
sure.
think Boston is still in the driver's seat, and yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if it is. It must be a combination of both.
Yes, I
Because
think so.
it was such a bad game last
It
night.
was just too bad to be true. It was like you're down by 30 in the first quarter almost. It's like, what is
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
what is this?
It came out of the gates very slow,
They
and
walked out or
just
they creeped out.
yeah, and they never picked up at all.
They
So
never found the rhythm.
no, they never did. I
Sad,
mean,
sad. But I don't like. I mean, I would have preferred to have seen a fairly competitive game.
mhm.
Yeah, Dallas tried and they're doing their thing, but it's going to be difficult for them. But it would have been nice to watch a nice game, and you could say Dallas did something special. I don't know if Dallas did something extra special yesterday because it was just so bad.
Yeah, Boston just didn't show up. But I think as we said, it's probably going to be them trying to win at home. A gamble maybe, but
It's a gamble.
maybe
Yeah.
Monday night we will see if they can win at home.
I think they will. Honestly, I think they will. I think they're two steps or three steps better than Dallas at this point in time.
Hmm. Yeah, because even in the games that the third game they came from behind,
Yes, yes.
and just won. So they
They're
have been playing some pretty good
pretty good
basketball.
ball. They've shown championship mettle as well. They're coming from behind. They control their leads and all of that. So they were just in charge.
Hmm.
And
Very
suddenly, I
much.
don't know. Last night they fell asleep.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if we will be celebrating in Boston twice after the win and then on the streets afterwards
Yes, for
in
sure
the
they will.
parade.
They
Yeah,
will.
so maybe that's what's going to happen. So we'll quickly move on from basketball and keep it the playoff with the hockey because I mean, I'm here in Florida, as I told you, and that's every channel. I mean, they just hockey crazy.
Oh my word! It's hot down there. It's raining down there, and they're talking about ice hockey.
Oh yeah, I mean the amount of reporters that they have in Edmonton,
Yeah,
It's just phenomenal. It's just that's every time I turn on the news, they have an item about a reporter from from Edmonton
Edmonton.
giving you an update on the hockey. So they are hockey crazy in Florida, and they're looking for that Panthers win tonight.
You know what? I think unlike Boston, I think Florida is not going to fool around. They're going to for the juggler tonight. They're not waiting to come back to Florida to win on Florida ice. I
No.
think they're going to try and win tonight.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's looking forward to, and they have massive. Lots of fans have gone up to watch the game,
Yeah,
so no
yeah.
one is expecting them to come back and do that and to lose tonight and come back home. That's a no-no for everyone.
I know, I know. But you know what? They've done their jobs. They have done their jobs. They have gone out there. They have manhandled. They have control. They have done everything. They have been very tough as always. And I have to, I hate to say, deservedly 3-0 up.
That's 3-0.
Edmonton has not challenged them the way I would have hoped for them to challenge them. They've kept it competitive, but Florida looks like the better team, and they're showing it.
Yeah, it's not. It's yeah. As you said, it's basically one-sided, and yeah, they look like the better team, and I was expecting something better, maybe hoping for, just
Yeah,
wishing. Yeah.
it's a Canadian team, so we were all hoping that we see a Canadian team do something like win the Stanley Cup, but
Hmm.
it has been very difficult over the last few years for that to happen. And honestly, I gave them a good shot. I was hopeful they would have taken one out of the first two, but they didn't. So I was like, okay, they have to take game three, and they didn't. So as you, as everybody says, and the statistics shows, you don't come from 3-0
They
down.
don't come through 3-0 down, and that gives some fight in the game three, I must say, because they were down and they came back to make it 4-3. So
Yes,
a bit of fight for sure in front of their own fans. Some of the biggest fans, I guess, in hockey. And I was speaking to some people here, and they're saying like Canada is not the home of hockey anymore.
apparently not. You got to go to the Sunshine State to get
Yeah,
that.
yep. Yep, that's what's happening. So keep an eye on that game tonight and
For sure.
looking to see what happens and looking for a win.
I hope Edmonton gets one in, just like how Dallas did. I'm hoping Edmonton does as well.
Yes, I hope so. So we'll keep an eye on that game tonight. You're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, the England Roger Sports Hour, and we're getting up to date on all the sports that happened. So Roland Garros last week. Any surprises? Do you think when we left you, the finals went was in progress? So
Yeah, so as you know, I always said Swiatek is going to dominate, and she did.
mhm,
Um, Alcaraz, I mean, I'm happy for him. I know it would have been tough, but
it was
he was
tough.
ready for it. He was ready for it. I think he wants greatness, and I think he's finally showing that he's going to show up every time and be great. And it was a good victory for him, a very good victory.
It was a very good victory, and I'm happy to see that he fought so hard that
Yes,
he had to come back from two down,
two down.
2-1, 2-1, yeah, down and
Yeah,
come win.
and come and win.
So
So
shows the fight and that he's ready. As he said, he's feeling better. So
yeah,
great to see him come back.
it was awesome to see because, in my opinion, this is his least favorite court.
Yes, correct.
Right? So if he can fight all the way from 2-1 down to come back and win, tells me that he's ready to do something extra special this year.
And yeah, and he's looking forward to because they've announced that he's going to be playing with Nadal in
Can you
doubles
imagine? I saw them for the
Paris.
Olympics. It's like, oh my God, this is
Yep.
like, because Nadal is even skipping Wimbledon, right? He said he just want to
Yes.
get ready for the Olympics. So who knows? Maybe he's going to go to the doubles title in the
Maybe he
Olympics.
will. That Olympic gold that is he
Yeah,
wants to win. Everybody wants to win.
win that. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the women's doubles, wow, Coco finally won.
I know. I know.
Doubles champion.
I want to see her do the individual though.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'll see how she goes in Wimbledon. But yeah, she's a champion as a doubles partner.
Yeah, as a doubles partner now, she's the world number two. So maybe
Yeah,
she has a chance of not playing Swiatek until finals now
which
instead of
is ideal. Which is
which is
ideal.
definitely ideal for her.
Yeah, give her a chance to play her in the finals. I think. I don't know. Not saying if she's gonna be there, she's gonna be there, whether it's semifinals or finals. But I think I'd rather they meet in the finals. It's a game that they deserve to have. Coco versus Swiatek in the final.
Yeah, and she's actually wasn't too happy because she felt there was some calls
Yeah, she
that
complained
went
a lot.
against her
A lot.
complaint. Yeah, it's
She
not
was actually
no.
quite upset.
Yeah, she was, and It's not something I normally see from her, but
No,
yeah,
no.
she did.
She
So yeah, hoping that, as you said, that she will come back and play well. And sometimes it's just a mental thing against that player.
true.
You look at some matchups, and some matchups are just right for some
And
players.
now it just goes one way all the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But
So
I also saw a good tennis game yesterday with Osaka taking on Andreescu.
yes,
And
interesting.
that
Yeah.
was it's a really, you know what? Osaka's getting herself ready. She's coming back,
She is.
But it was awesome to see Andreescu, our little Canadian friend, showing up, back
Yeah.
from injury, fully fit it seems, and she was on her game as well.
And
It was
I
good.
think they the last time they played, it would have been Osaka who won, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But Andreescu played very well, and she's actually up now 5-4 against Gaffey. Andreescu in the semifinals.
I
So
think she's going to go on to win. I think she's going to win the semifinals. Not sure who she's going to take on in the finals, but she looks like she's in decent form. Like she's ready to do something special again.
yes, she does. So every time, I mean, if Andreescu's on, if she's injury free, she's one of the best players around. But
Yes,
she
yes,
gets injured so often.
all the time.
That's the
I think
problem.
every time I read something about her, she's injured.
Yes,
So hoping I'm
yeah,
not jinxing her again. But yeah, right now she looks good. That no injury, she's playing really well.
no injuries. That's the key thing. Stay keep out of injury.
Yeah.
Any other news on tennis before we go on and talk a bit about Montreal and Verstappen's win?
No, from a tennis perspective, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, sometimes when you look at Formula One, and I guess the wins are because of conditions and what
Yes.
happens. The stop
Yeah.
starts, the wet dry, and
And
Montreal
how to change the
didn't
tires for the weather and all of that.
no didn't look like Verstappen was going to win, but he found a way and he won.
I'll give
Montreal.
him credit this time. You know what?
Yeah.
Because this wasn't him getting a win because he has everything in his favor. He had to
Mhm.
fight for this one. And at the end of the day, I think they all said, surprisingly, including Verstappen, that Russell's car was the best car.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Russell had the fastest car out there, and Russell admitted that, yeah, he screwed up. He should have won this race.
Yeah, he said he missed. He did say that he was missing the big opportunity, but
It was a big opportunity. But it
yeah,
also shows that Mercedes is close.
they're close, and yeah, they're getting back there with their car, and it's but something. Why is Russell's car so much better than Hamilton's?
Well, Hamilton's leaving. Who knows? We'll
Yeah,
see. But I mean, Hamilton was fourth. He started at seventh. He
he
ended
was
up
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah, he ended up fourth. So
So he
yeah,
did move up, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens next because now it can't. If it's not about the car, it's going to be about the driver.
it's gonna be about yeah.
So I mean, Hamilton said he made a lot of mistakes himself. So Russell
Hmm.
admitted his mistakes. Hamilton admitted his mistakes. So let's see if Hamilton comes up next time. But right now, Mercedes is on its way up, and the battle is not going to see which one of these drivers are going to find a way to win.
Yes, that's gonna be the battle. See which one finds a way, and it's gonna be an exciting year because Leclerc is gonna be Hamilton's teammate, but he's gonna want to win too.
He
So
wants to win too. F1 is finally picking up after 2 years of Verstappen domination. But as
mhm.
I said, give him credit for winning in Montreal because I don't think he should have won, and he found a way to win, and that's what champions do.
Yes, that's so true. They're off this weekend, are they?
Yes.
This
Well,
next weekend is the next race.
yep, they're off this week.
Yeah, so get to rest at some point.
Yes, yes. And well,
So
to travel as well, to move from place to
and
place,
travel from place to place. Yeah,
cars and equipment and all of that
wow,
stuff.
it's so much to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to discuss before we get into the World Cup cricket and some
Just
interesting
quickly, one quick thing about Tiger
things?
missing the
Oh yeah,
cut. I mean, I
cut
don't know.
yesterday.
Is that a message that he's just not there anymore? I don't know, but a little surprised he couldn't make the cut here.
I watched it yesterday, and I thought he would have made some the cut, but his some little mistakes that he made. His iron play was not on.
Yeah,
His driving and stuff was good, but his iron play was not like how Tiger is. And I was actually thinking, that he says he can only play once a month, but if Tiger is able to play more often,
Yeah, yeah.
Think he will compete. I mean, some big names missed the cut.
Notice
Phil Nicholson, Dustin Johnson, a player that I
Johnson.
like very much. And it looks like a tough course. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought it would have been closer, but I mean, I thought the scores would have been lower, but it's
yeah.
just -5 that's leading. And even Sheffield just barely made the world number
Really,
one.
I
Just
noticed
barely
that.
made it.
I noticed that.
Yeah, so it seems like the course is toughened up a bit.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
it for me outside of that exciting World Cup cricket.
Yeah, that's true. We should have talked about the US Open, and it's gonna go on this morning.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, so yeah, any favorite for you in that one?
The US Open?
Yeah,
No, not really. I think I'm just going to watch this one to see who's going to take it.
yeah, I'm gonna do that too. But I'm kind of hoping to see if Rory can win again, because either Rory or Finau. Those are my two. I was surprised
Yeah,
that Finau
I'm
was
not
coming.
feeling Rory for some reason. That's why I said I'm going to stay away.
Stay on watch. Yeah, he's just two behind. Same
Yes,
as Finau, two behind. But Bryson DeChambeau, he's actually just one behind, and
behind. Yeah, yeah.
he's playing good. He's playing smarter golf now instead of this power golf he used
Power.
to
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we will
Balance
see
game.
how
Balance
those
game.
guys go. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the big thing that's happening is the World Cup cricket, and
Oh
some
yes. Oh
big
yeah.
names are going home.
You called some of them though.
Yeah, I did. I did say that New Zealand would not qualify, and I said Pakistan had a chance of being upset, and they were.
Yeah, yeah. You called both of that. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
New Zealand, they just didn't seem. I think I hear the commentators saying they just weren't ready when they came into the tournament. They were undercooked. They
mhm.
didn't prepare enough to get in, and it's showing. Maybe that's what it is for them.
And that's my thing. With some of the teams, like for India and stuff, they're okay because they know. But some of the teams that decided to
Skip.
their players go right straight through until
Yeah,
they
yeah.
finish the
IPL.
25th. Yeah, IPL's finished on the 25th, and then you go to a World Cup starting on the first. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a bit much to me.
And it's not even like it's next door. You're coming from India all the way
No,
over to the West Indies, right?
and of course, teams have felt that the ICC manipulated the fixtures towards India to make them get prepared because they had 3 games in New York, so they had
Yeah,
less traveling than everyone else.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
That may be
so
true. Who knows? Because I mean, India runs the world of cricket, right?
they run the world of cricket for sure.
So,
And they said they call the shots and decide when and where.
you know, what's good for them is what is going to happen.
Yes, but Pakistan in a bit of a bother. They're not a strong team.
No,
Pakistan.
no.
There are a lot of now they're talking about maybe getting rid of Babar as
As
I think
captain,
as out of the T20 team totally.
why would they do that?
Even Mohammed Rizwan, they said it's time to rebuild for the next World Cup. But
What are
yeah,
they talking about? They're talking about their best players.
exactly. So that's what I don't understand with Pakistan at times.
It's
But
crazy.
it's Pakistan, so
Yeah, they you don't know which Pakistan is going to show up or what's
yeah.
going to happen with them. It's just always up in the air with them.
But I want to take a little time, Roger, to talk about last night's game with Nepal and South Africa. I don't know if you had a chance to see that game.
No, I did. I was watching, but the basketball. But
Basketball, but yeah,
I will say, when I saw that result, I was quite surprised.
yes, it was surprising. But they needed um, they needed just 1 run in 2 balls to have a super over, and two
Oh,
runs
the other
in
way
two
around, it
balls.
was one ball and 2 runs. I think was
In
it?
the end, but the
Yes,
last 2 balls were dot balls.
yes, yeah, yes, yes. Right.
So they just needed to get that 1 run for super
Super
over,
over,
and
yeah.
yeah, so I think yeah, they must. I think there was a lot of sleepless nights because they're thinking so close and yet so far. I'm sure
They were right
because
at the cusp of something special.
something special. I mean, what the World Cup has shown that it given the opportunity that the so-called associate countries
Can be competitive.
can compete exactly. You
And the
just
thing
need to
about it
play
is, they're at such a disadvantage. They're called an associate. They get 5 times less opportunities to play,
opportunity,
and they're still competing.
and you get maybe a fifth of the money that the other countries
Oh,
get,
maybe like 1/100 of the
or
money.
1/100th of the money exactly, and you still compete.
You still
And
compete. It
so it
shows that
shows.
equity could be out there if ICC so chose.
Yes, it can be. So and even the game, like the New York pitch was a leveler for a lot of the teams, I think.
It was a disaster for many teams, but yeah, they call it a leveler too.
It was a disaster, but I think it was. I'm sure ICC will tell you something else. They'll tell you it was a success. Some of the people that I spoke to in New York said, "Oh, they like the pitch because it makes you see who are skilled batsmen and who are
That's
good
what they're
cricketers."
talking about now. I don't think
But
people spend a lot of money to see who's a skilled batsman under bad
no,
conditions.
you spend your money for entertainment, and you
Correct.
didn't. I don't
Correct.
think you get it when you can say that 100 and what was it? 117 was the highest skid score chased on that ground.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was Canada had the highest score on that ground, 137.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah, so
It's crazy. You know, when you look at it and you're like, oh my God, you can get to 120 and you're competitive. You know, T20 these days,
yeah,
crazy.
it's not. That was back when T20s first started, but
Yeah,
nowadays,
yeah,
and in contrast, you see some games like in Barbados, you had England and Australia, over 200 runs scored.
yep,
England looked like they were going to chase it, but then they faltered with their batting. So
yeah.
I think, in all, the first game that set the tone where Canada scored 194, that's what people were looking for,
Yes,
that
yeah,
kind of entertainment. And
correct.
then you go to New York and you have all these low scores.
I know, I know, I know.
But
And
yeah,
to a lesser extent, Guyana as well. Guyana also has
Guyana,
some low scores as well.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
But it's good to see that, you know, I think everybody's watching the World Cup cricket. I mean, it's actually very exciting, although the scores aren't the greatest, but the games themselves are quite exciting.
they are. Yes, the game's been quite excited. Any surprises to you except for the US getting through instead of Pakistan?
And that's not even 100% a surprise, I must admit. I think
Exactly.
initially we had said, you know, is this going to be a make or break for the USA? And they're showing, oh, yes, we are making here. So they're on their way. And I know they would have come with something special. They have guys from all over the world. So it's pretty good. But I think it's sort of, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but I'm a little impressed with Afghanistan. They're playing as if they're like a top three team here. They're playing as if they're a serious contender.
They're playing very good cricket indeed, and they are attractive. Beaten some big teams in recent times, like they beat
Yes.
England,
Yes.
New Zealand. So yeah, they're playing like a competitor, and I always thought that they're a dangerous team. They play
Yeah, I thought it would have
fearless.
been dangerous, but they're looking more than dangerous now. They're looking as
Yeah,
if we can win.
yes, they're looking that way. And with the Caribbean, they seem to have adjusted to the conditions pretty well. They went early, as we know, so they
Yep.
seem to have adjusted and
They
at
feel at home,
very
it seems
at
like.
home. Yes,
They're very
so
comfortable. It's like they live here now. So it's good to see. You know what? That's what I want to see. You know, a small cricketing nation doing everything they can to be the best that they can be. They put a lot into this, and it's showing.
yeah, so if we go to the groups, we can see that India and United States are through from Group A.
Yeah, yeah.
Kudos to them. Um,
In the expected.
Canada
So
is
nothing. Yeah.
expected. Australia, Scotland, and England still with a chance. England has one game to play, which I'm sure they will win quite easily, barring rain. If they
Mm-hmm.
get a rained out, then Scotland go through. So they
You would
must be
want that.
praying. They must be praying for sure. But the key game is going to be Scotland Australia. What if Scotland upsets Australia? People were going to think it's a sellout
I,
because one of Australian bowlers, I think, mentioned something about they can play however they want to make sure England don't get it, right?
I think Australia's going to go through.
Yeah, Australia's already through,
Yeah, I
but
think Australia's going to beat Scotland.
they should. And if they beat Scotland, then England will go through on a run rate because they have a
Yeah.
superior run rate to
I
Scotland.
mean, honestly, I'd prefer seeing that.
Yes,
To tell you.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, I want to see England there. Actually, when they're out there, it makes the competition even better. So
It makes it better for them for sure. And
yeah,
then you want to see Geoff Archer in action some more with this.
exactly,
And group
exactly.
Group C, we know it's West Indies and Afghanistan. It's just a matter of which one is one and which is two. They have a match on Monday evening
Who
to
do you
close.
like there? You think they're going to take that game seriously, or they just go
I
out there
think they
and
will, but I believe what you'll see for West Indies, they'll probably make some changes to see some
be honest?
combinations because I don't think Johnson Charles deserves another game.
Is it because of his feeling or his batting?
Both, both. He just looks like out of
He's
place.
checked out. I
Yeah,
saw him at the fence there standing up, and is this guy even knows he's on the field right now?
yeah.
He looked
I mean,
lost. We're like, where's this
yeah,
guy?
yeah. He's not into it. It seems like so. I think Johnson Charles. I think I like to see Shea Hope come into that for him.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised that Hetmeyer gets a chance to play to
Over
see.
who?
They probably may. I don't know. Someone.
Yeah, I can't
No,
see
it
him coming
can
in
be.
playing
It
shit.
can be Rutherford, but I'm just
No,
saying they may give chances to these players just to see
yeah,
what
maybe.
can
Because
happen
when
in
I
the
look,
team.
right, I mean, as Hussein and Moti are bowling really well. You're not going to touch Russell.
No.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Rutherford did what he did.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to give him a game, yeah, but they knowing West Indies, they probably will say give him a chance to play. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure who will.
What
Who
I
you
like
can
though, the
leave
team
out.
that is there seems to have found a rhythm. They seem to be really in sync with each other.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think what they're doing is working. I mean, I personally didn't like Darren Sammy's always in the ears of Rovman Powell at the fence there. I
Yes,
don't think it was a good look, in my opinion. He shouldn't be doing that. But
totally agree.
other than that, I think they're all together out there as one family.
Yeah, it looks that way. They look like a good viewing. I mean, they look at the game. I mean, I was getting so much text from friends, and oh man, they counted out the West Indies. So I
Really?
kept saying if they get in the last game against New Zealand, I
Yeah,
just said
yeah.
get to 130 and West Indies will be okay.
Sure.
And one of my friends said, no, 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 they can't win this game. And I just thought that Rutherford was still there. I know he's capable of. I was one who was thinking that he wasn't playing, but he hadn't had a lot of quick time. But I know his capabilities, so I was happy
Yes,
to
yes.
see him play. And I don't think he gets a good opportunity as he should normally.
Yeah.
Himself and Royston Chase, I think,
Yes.
are two
Yeah.
underrated players.
Agreed,
So
agreed, agreed. I'm glad he got the opportunity because I was nervous. I mean, I'm like, okay, this guy hasn't had an opportunity to do much all year. So is he going to show up now? But he
and
did.
he did. He showed up at the right time because I mean that West Indies squad wasn't looking good.
No, no, not at all. And I
And
mean, some of the ways some of these batsmen got out is like, I don't know, not knocking Puran, but I just think he
I
just
don't.
wasn't playing how he's supposed to play under the conditions. It's like, what's wrong with this young man?
He has not played well to me
Oh,
for the West Indies colours for a long time, and
correct.
I think that he needs to really get better and do better than he's doing.
He played at number 3 as if he was batting at number 7, like he's just coming to swing, swing, swing and get out or get
But
as many
that's
runs as he can. It's like, what are you doing? You're number 3, and it's a serious pitch out there.
maybe that's what he needs to bat because maybe in the IPL he bats in a lower role, and maybe that's the role he likes. But
It seems
he,
that way.
yeah, because he just didn't look like all the games I've seen him so far. He's been very reckless and not responsible.
Very reckless.
Yeah,
Very reckless. I'm disappointed because a former captain, a lot is expected of him.
yeah, I didn't expect him to come out swinging like that at
That's
all.
crazy.
Yeah, and in the bowling department, they all did well except I think Shepard is just bowling within himself. I saw him in the CPL. I was pleased with him in the CPL, and I thought Shepard is now putting not Shepard. Yeah, Shepard is
Okay,
putting
yeah.
effort into his bowling, but then in this World Cup, he seems to be just going to the motion.
If anyone should be dropped, it would be him, in my opinion. I don't think for sure, though, he should never ever bowl that final over. Ever. In my opinion.
I totally agree with you. He should not bowl that final over. I thought that would be the role of maybe a Russell.
Yeah,
Or,
somebody else. It can't be
yeah,
him. It cannot be him.
no. And Alzari actually bowled much better than I expected. So,
He's leading.
uh,
I will say that I like his maturity. You could see he's totally locked in. He's
yeah,
have the variations to his balls. He's very serious about what he's doing, and I'm very happy to see that. He's making himself known as a star in cricket.
he is. And the other player that I think you might see some change coming in for the West Indies. Is I think you might see Shepherd out. I don't know if you would expect him to be out
He's the one that I think would be out if
in the
anybody's
next
going to go out.
in the next game. I think he should be out and give him a chance to the left-arm seamer. What's his name?
Bobet McCoy?
McCoy, yes.
Yeah.
McCoy from St. Vincent. He
Although
should
a lot of
come.
people, everybody wants to see Joseph's, right?
Yes, Joseph, his pace, but I don't know.
Nobody knows because he hasn't played in the T20 much, right? I
Yeah,
think
he
he has
hasn't
like one
played
or two
much.
games, so we don't know.
I wasn't very much impressed in the games that he played against South Africa. He seemed like to be bowling within himself. He didn't have the
Yeah.
sort of pace and accuracy that we saw in the Test match.
Correct.
But yeah, it'll be good to see one of those guys coming. Maybe you're through, so give them a chance to see what can be done.
I agree. But the West Indies, I will say, is looking decent. I think they have a solid team. And I think given the right pitch, they will have an opportunity to bat all the way down to number 9 and get up to 200, in my opinion.
I think so too. I think if they play responsible, because look, the way that if Pooran played the way that Rutherford played, there's no way that West Indies couldn't get up to close to 200.
Agreed.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see if Shy Hope gets a chance.
So the news from here is that the next inspection is at 11:30.
Oh, so it's an hour now. So
oh yeah.
Well, is it sunny?
No, it's cloudy.
That's not good. You need some sun to dry the field, man.
Yeah, you need some sun to dry the field. It's been drizzling lightly, so it's not good.
Not good at all. Nah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. So the World Cup shaping up nicely the last weekend. Monday's the last round. The first, you basically know who's going through to the next round except for England and Scotland, but we think it's England.
I hope it's England.
I hope it's England too.
Yeah.
And we will have a great Super 8 and a group.
It's a solid 8. If it's a solid 8, I think the only one that maybe a little unmatched there would be the USA, but I think everybody else, it's going to be good.
Yes, I feel as though they can compete. So
they do.
See. Yeah.
And they're at home, and I think they get to the crowd behind them now too, so you never know.
Well, they're moving to the Caribbean now, so
I know.
It's going to be a different
crowd.
Different crowd. But
I think they're motivated, though. Based on what they've achieved so far, I think they're feeling motivated.
They're very motivated, for sure. Yeah. And that crowd in Trinidad was really good behind the West Indies. It was. And I think to have David Rudder there to sing the national anthem.
I know. What more could you ask for to get that thing started?
And I was happy to see him out because, he's got Parkinson's. So.
Yes, they said that, yes.
Yes, so it's good to see that he can even come out and sing and, be able to get the crowd well behind him.
That was an inspirational start, I can tell you that.
It was, for sure. And we'll keep an eye on the World Cup. But cricket, of course, we're going to be there. And hopefully on the 29th is the finals.
We'll be there. You're heading to the Caribbean as well, or are you coming back?
No, I'm heading back home.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I will go to the finals. Maybe Loveday will send us to the finals.
Yeah, Loveday can get us in Barbados for that game.
For that game, yeah.
An awesome.
Yeah, report from the finals will be great.
Can you imagine? Especially if the West Indies is in there. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, for sure in Barbados. So I don't know if you might have to get in. Tickets in the bar outside or something.
I know. Yeah, wouldn't be able to get in. It'd be crazy there.
Yes, so anything, just to wrap up on cricket, West Indies women off to a bad start. They lost their first game.
What happened there? I mean, I thought they were on a nice little roll. What's going on?
I thought so too. I was a bit surprised. I think once Stephanie got run out, that kind of threw them back. But it's just surprising. I actually expected them.
I hope they bounce back quickly. I mean, it's the first one, so let's give them a little break, but I'm hoping that they bounce back immediately.
I hope so too. And the other surprise for me too was that Emerging Island defeated the Academy 3-0.
The 3-0 is a bit of a surprise. I thought it would have been competitive, but I don't know, 3-0. I mean, But
Okay.
they played well. They
They
played well.
played well. They beat them in the Caribbean, so I guess it's getting accustomed to different conditions because
Yes,
there it's
yeah,
the ball is swinging about, doing a bit more, so it's getting
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
And who knows? It may be 20 degrees, and that's cold for those guys, right?
That is very true. That is
Yeah.
very, very, very true.
And news coming out from the ICC is that Gudakesh Moti was named ICC Players of the Month of May,
Good
edging
stuff.
out
Good
Shaheen
stuff.
Afridi and Loken Tucker. And he becomes the second West Indian in the year, actually, because Shamar Joseph was there in
So,
January.
yeah, yeah.
And
I will say though that I mean I don't know. I'm quite impressed with what he has done.
he, yes,
Moti.
he's, he's been pretty good.
I saw some of the balls he has been bowling, and some of them seems honestly unplayable.
Yes, he's played very well. He's bowled well. He's been having a good. You can't complain about his selection.
No, no,
Yeah,
he's well deserved, and he's showed up every game, and he's locked in, man.
he is very much so. And finally, West Indies have signed an agreement with Fairbreak Cricket.
Yeah,
Fairbreak, the women's cricket, deals basically with women's cricket only. So they've signed a contract with them, an agreement, and they're going to have Fairbreak later in the year. And also, Fairbreak has started a foundation to raise funds to help develop women's cricket in the Caribbean. So
which is awesome to see. I
that is
mean,
awesome to see, yeah, for sure.
women's cricket is rising. Women's sports in general, but women's cricket is flying up very quickly, and that this type of support is just going to help it elevate very fast.
Yes, it's going to help it for sure. So I think that's it for me for cricket. If you don't have anything else, and we can, get on to some track and field. And man,
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm torn whether I should. What time is the race today? Because by
I
then the
think
cricket.
it's late though. I think they're saying like 10 o'clock. I have to double check, but I think it's like 10 o'clock tonight. So
Oh, well, that's good. So then I can watch the
you can
cricket
watch
and
it if
then
it's true. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, that's it's a little late. And they've been having these track and field meets in Jamaica for the last few weeks. I think this is actually the third one.
Hmm.
So, but it's just not advertised a lot. But because of who is going to be there, everybody knows about it now. As the news coming out of Jamaica is that Shelly and Fraser Price is finally going to have her season opener. Remember now, Ingle, she's 38 years old.
Yep.
So we have to be very careful of
Lots
how
of
she comes out and what she
expectations
does.
still.
What's that?
Yeah. Lots of expectations still.
Yes, yes. So she's making sure that she's not doing anything out of the way. She's ready. She's making sure that she does well. And the field that she's up against, it's decent. I think she's going to go up against Shashalee Forbes, who ran 11.05 last week in one of those meets in Jamaica. So someone in decent form. So she's not going to be a walkover. She's going to have to probably run 10-9 or something like that to win. So it's going to be fascinating to see how she comes out because everywhere you go in Jamaica, everybody's talking about they're praying that Shelly and Fraser, the greatest athlete ever, will get a chance to go to the Olympics and win. So that's the big prayer in Jamaica right now. And it's
Yeah.
going to be really, really good to see just what type of shape she's in. But it's important for me that she comes out and does something good. I hope she's going to run a fast time and look good doing it. That's my hope for her today.
That's my hope too, that she comes on and run a good time, and I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely looking forward to that. The other person everybody talks about, the second part of this big three, is Elaine Thompson-Hira.
Hmm.
She went to New York last week and got herself injured, ended up last in that race. But guess what? She's taking it very serious. She's off to Germany.
Yes, I read that. She's going to see the doctor that Usain Bolt, right? Treated him.
Yes, she's going to see Usain Bolt's doctor. And they always had a lot of things to say about that doctor. But if he tells you that you can go, you will go. Right? So, but if he says no, you can't go, then you can't go. So he's a very good doctor. There's a lot of talk that he uses cow blood and all. There's a lot of talk about what he does.
What he does, yeah.
Nothing illegal. But if it shows that she's serious because it's not cheap to go there to do this, and she's there. She's there now, and I'm really, 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 really hopeful that she comes out okay out of this because I really wanted to. It's not every day you get an opportunity like this to get a double in the Olympic Games for the third time. So
Third time, yes.
I want to see her get that opportunity to do that. So prayers are up for her. As I said, I spent a bit of time with her in Oregon 2 years ago, and it was a really good time. She's very pleasant, and I want to see her succeed. So I want everything to go well for her in Germany. and hopefully she comes back feeling better.
Right.
Tomorrow, Jamaica did not qualify at the World Relays for the 4x4 men. And tomorrow is their only chance to qualify for the 4x4 at the Olympic Games for men. And they're sending a team to Bahamas at the Nakaka New Life Classic there. And I must say, it's they have to run 2:59.11 to qualify. The team that's there, I'm not sure if that's the team that's going to run 2:59.11. It's made up of just NCAA athletes. None of last year in Budapest, Jamaica had 2 finalists. Antonio Watson won the 400 meters. Sean Bailey was a finalist in there. He ran well, but was a little injured in the final. Both these guys, who are 44 guys all the time, are not going to be on the team. They have sent Javon Powell, who, good enough, he ran 44.54 to be third at NCAA's last weekend. So he's in great shape. But after that, it's 2 800 runners. You have Kimara Farquharson and Tyrese Roden. Tyrese was third in the 800, and Farquharson, I think, was sixth. They're both running good, and they both run good 4x4s. But let's see. It's interesting to see that the only time you can qualify is now, and your team is made up of 2 400 guys, a 400 hurdler, a 200 guy, and 2 800 guys. That's 6 guys that have gone. So I hope the best for them, but it's not looking so great for them to run 2:59.11 or better. But hopefully they do. In some other news, Cinema Clocking, there's always talk that she's going to do this and she's going to do that. And I will say that the schedules for the Olympic Games allows her, unlike previously, to do the 400 meter hurdles double. And I think Femke Ball is doing that. But based on what we saw, and I hope it's really confirmed, but she has pulled out of the 400 meter for the U.S. trials. So that means that she's only going to do the 400 meter hurdles. So it looks like she has really made a choice, and she's sticking to it. I don't know. Is that, in my opinion, I don't know. She ran last week in New York. She ran 40.75, and she was quite disappointed because she went for the American record and didn't get it, which was really close because I think it's 40.72.
Right.
So she was quite close but didn't get it. So I don't know. Do you think she should have tried a double?
I think she should have, but is it a schedule or is it too much for her, you think?
I don't know. I mean, the schedule is better now. So before she'd have to do 2 races in one day. The schedule for the Olympics allows her to go 6 days, 1 race a day.
Oh, okay. So then she should have.
She can, if she chooses. But now it seems that she's not even going to try.
Wow. She should at least try and then decide afterwards if she's going to do both.
I think that's exactly. I think she should have run it at the trials and then make a decision afterwards to say, you know what, I'm going to go with one. But to not even try to qualify for it is a little surprising for me, I must admit. The other star from USA Track and Field, Noah Lyles, on the men's side, he's still talking up a storm that he's going to go for 4 goals. He said, you know what, Usain Bolt is the greatest, and he only got 3. So he's going to go for 4. 1, the 2, the 4x1, and the 4x4.
Yeah.
I don't know the 4x4 at all, Ingle. What's that with? I don't know about that, and I think the Americans are not so. Some of them are not so. Fred Curley has come out and said something about why would they put him on the team over himself. He's a 44 guy. Noah Lyles has never run 44.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be political. They may do it just for the.
They may do it because Americans like history, and they're
exactly.
So
history making, so they may put him in.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do. But talking a little bit about Fred Curley, because I think, I don't know, how's the best words to use now? Sometimes I don't think he's all there. So he lost his ASICS contract after what happened in New York. He went to New York to run the 100 meters, and he said the next 100 meters he runs, he's going to break the world record, and he's sticking to that. He went there, and he complained about the blocks were too soft, and the blocks were this and that. But then when you looked at his feet, the guy was in Puma spikes. Puma. He runs for ASICS. What is going on in this guy's head? So, of course, they canceled his contract immediately.
Maybe he didn't realize a similar stripe.
How could you make a mistake like that? I don't even know. Was it intentional? Was it a mistake? I've just never seen anything like that before. It's like, oh my word. So I don't know. He's out of contract now, but I'm sure anybody's going to pick him up.
Of course.
And he probably knows that too. Maybe he did it to get a better contract. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he's already talking to Puma.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's just crazy to see something like that. Oh boy. So we can get into some results now. As mentioned, Jamaica's they call it the French foray. These track meets are going on in Jamaica pretty much every week. Last weekend, Akeem Blake came out. He ran 10.00 to show that he's still in great shape. He won that 100-meter race. Sasha Lee Forbes, as mentioned, she ran 11.05 to win the women's 100-meter race. So both of them are in good form, and I think both of them will be running today as well. To the European Championships, a lot happened there. We saw Femke Ball, as mentioned. She won the 400-meter hurdles in a 52.49 world leading time. Dina Asher-Smith surprised herself with a bad start, but still found a way to win the 100 meters, 10.99. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, he took the double, 1,500 meters and 5,000. So he's looking good. I mean, still to be seen if he'll be able to do at the Olympics. The two British guys are coming for him, but Carr and Whiteman, but let's see what happens there. Carson Warholm, he won the 400-meter hurdles as expected, 46.98, looking really, really good. Again, we don't know what's going to happen if he'll be able to win either, but it's going to be good to see that 400-meter hurdles race. I think it's one of the races of the Olympic Games. Amanda Duplantis, of course, he's always winning. Always, never loses.
No.
So he was there winning as usual. Mihembo from Germany, long jump guru. She jumped 7.22 world leading jump to win the long jump there. And one of my favorite athletes. So I'm hoping she goes. And it's going to be a good battle with her and Tyra Davis Woodall at the Olympics in that long jump event. Tyra's gone 7.14, Mihembo now 7.22. The only people over 7 so far, so it would be good to see both of them. But I think the big shocker to me was the triple jump for men. Fortin from Spain, he won it 8.18. That's a long, long time since someone has jumped that far. This guy's coming out of nowhere because it's a shock to everybody. He beat Pichado, who is well known. I mean, champion from before. He jumped 8.04. But I mean, the weird thing about it, Ingle, is that Pichado and Fortin, they both come from Cuba. They're not representing Cuba, as you know, we are the Euros.
Right.
But they seem to hate each other. So Pichado is saying, "Oh, something is wrong here. They didn't measure that jump right."
That's strong.
So they're fighting, and let's see what happens. I mean, it's a surprise because Jaden Hibbert from Jamaica was looking as if he could line up to be on the top of that podium. But now with these jumps, 18 years to go, 18 to compete. And of course, you got Fabrice Zango, who is the world champion, is going to be there as well. So suddenly, the triple jump is going to be a very, very, very hot event over there at the Olympics. So let's see. We also saw Tentoglo from Greece. This guy knows how to do the long jump. His last jump is always the biggest jump ever. And this time he jumped 865 meters. A long time someone doesn't jump over 860 in the long jump. So what I'm seeing here, Ingle in the Euros, everybody's in form. Everybody's ready. I don't know, man. Everybody's looking really, really, really good for the Olympic Games. Over in Kenya, one of my favorite athletes, Faith Kipyegon, she's back. She was injured. She came out, and Ingle, she hasn't run before, but this was her first race for the year, and she took that 5,000 meter. Very, very impressive. I don't know what you think about her, but I think she's going to take the double.
And she should be able to once she's fit. I think she will be able to take the double one. Yeah, because she's such a phenomenal athlete that it's going to be tough for the others to beat her.
Very competitive in the 5,000, but I think she has the 1,500 lock. But the 5,000, someone came and took her world record. So let's see how it goes. But when she's ready, and they said she was smiling when she was training. Who smiles when they're training? Training is hard.
Exactly. It is. I know.
But she was so ready that she was smiling. So she smiled in training and came to the meet and was very impressive. So let's see how that goes. In some of the quick results here, we saw last week, as mentioned, at the New York Grand Prix, Cinema McCracken, 48.75 over the 400 meters. Gabby Thomas, 22.42 to win that 200 meters.
She looked pretty good, actually.
Yeah, she looked quite good. Tyra Davis, 7.14 meters in the long jump. Noah Laz, quite impressive, 19.77 in that 200-meter race. And it's going to be interesting to see how fast he can go. Kirani James, though. Now, Kirani's been around since forever, from he's like 12 or something. He's a superstar. He's still there. He has won a medal in the last 3 Olympic Games, and he's going for his fourth. And he was able to win 44.55. Wade Van Niekerk ended up third, 44.74. Jerry Richards, 44.82. A very competitive 400-meter race. So let's see how this 400-meter goes. But I don't know. Do you think Ingle can do it again?
I don't like to count him out. He always looks like he's not in shape or not good enough to win, but then
Shows
comes up with something.
Yeah. Interesting to see. It's going to be tough for him, I think.
It's going to be tough, though. Yeah, it's going to be very tough for him. As you said, he's been around a long time. He's probably have tired legs, but...
You know what, though? He hasn't run a lot, so maybe that's what is helping him. But I remember in 2011 when I went to Daegu, South Korea, to watch, he was there, right? He was winning there. So, to see him now 2024 still looking as if he can win again, that's something truly, truly phenomenal.
Right.
In the NCAAs, we saw something fascinating here. Jamaica has this record from 2002, I think, for the 400 meters. Lauren Fenton, 49.30. And a couple people, including Sherika Jackson, has gone 49.3, but not below 49.30. Finally, the Jamaica record went in the 400 meters through Nikisha Price. She won that 400 meter race in 48.89. Fascinating time, Jamaican record, well deserved. She led a 1-2-3-4 for Arkansas in that race, so good to see. Fascinating run from her, and let's see what she can do for the Olympics. We also saw a Canadian record in the 400 meter hurdles as Savannah Sutherland. She ran 53.26 to break the 400 meter hurdles record for Canada, which was at 54.0. So now she's looking really good, and it's a big boost for the Canadian 4x4 team if she's going to come onto that team. They did well at the World Relays without her, so this is going to be something really special at the Olympics if Canada can get a medal in that 4x4 for women. But I think the star was Mackenzie Long. She took the sprint double from Old Mississippi. She won the 100 meters in 10.82, and she came back and won the 200 meters in 21.83. Very fast times, Ingle. Very fast times. We'll see how she does in the Olympic Games.
In the Olympic Games, yeah.
So lots going on in track.
There's one thing I was supposed to ask you, because I think I saw that Brianna's Liston, I think she's not going to go to Jamaica trials.
I don't even know what to say about that one, but she was second in that 100 in 10.89, and she decided that her season is done.
Yeah.
She's the number one Jamaican based on time in the 100 and the 200 this year. She's 20. She's young. And she said her season is done. She's not injured.
Is it the advice of a management team, coaching staff, etc.?
I am confused, because what could you tell a 20-year-old that don't go to the Olympics? I don't know what you'd be saying.
That's what I couldn't understand. I mean, you can't say you're waiting until 2024 until you're 2028 until you're 24 years old. But I don't know. It makes
absolutely no sense at all. I think it's a bad decision, but time will tell. But for now, I don't know. Maybe she didn't want the stress. I don't know what it is. I can't even. I don't even make excuses. It was just a decision that shocked me. That's all I can say. Everybody in Jamaica loves her to death. Loves this young lady, and everybody I know wanted to see her in the Olympic team.
Yeah, I would like to see her in the trials and see if she can get on the team. I mean, I want to see Shelly and the top three, but if she can get in there, it's still competition would be very good.
It would be really
on that relay team. Good. Help them in the relay team if she don't make the final.
And she's a starter, so everything is missing from that team is always the starter. She's a starter, so everything is lined up, and she says, "No, she's not coming." I don't know. Ingle,
that's a surprise.
Shocked. Yeah. As a kid, everybody wants to get to the Olympics, and you get that golden chance, and you don't even try.
Yeah,
don't even try. Quickly over some football, soccer news. Germany kicked off the Euros with a massive 5-1 win over Scotland yesterday.
Yes,
so the Euros have started. I don't know if you're going to get a chance to watch it until you get back, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Lots of games out there, man.
There are lots of games. I just looked at the scores yesterday. And,
Germany won. And today,
Germany won,
this morning, Switzerland was leading before we started the show. They were leading Hungary.
They actually won that game. It looks like 3-1.
3-1, yeah. They were definitely better than Hungary. They were outplaying them in every department. I think Italy plays later today. Do you have a favorite for the Euros, Ingle?
Not really. I don't have a favorite at all. I'm not a big fan of European teams, so
Okay,
can't say.
okay.
But I always like to see England do well.
They're the
Uh,
favorites. Can you
yeah,
believe that? They are
yeah,
actually the favorites.
okay. Yes, I hope they do well because they have a lot of players that I
Fantastic.
like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
My team is always France. We're whatever competition, so it's going to be France, and
Mhm.
looking forward to see France can do something special here. But Spain is going to be good. Germany seems to be good. Belgium is always talked about. Croatia is old, but I mean they're very competitive. You never know how far they will go. So yeah, it's going to be very, very good. I mean, Ronaldo thinks Portugal is going to do something. So I don't know, but England is the favorites, and France is my team. So right now, you never mark out
Uh,
Italy either. But
France have probably the best player, Mbappe, right? So
Mbappe is there. So, but I think he's going to need a little help in the midfield. But let's see how that one goes. But it should be a very exciting Euros. On the other side of the world is going to be Copa America.
mhm.
So the big teams are lining up. Brazil, Argentina with Messi. Brazil there with Vinicius Junior is there, and they're all ready. It starts next week. Canada draw the short straw, I would say, because they kick off the competition next Thursday against Argentina.
Argentina, wow.
A good way to
Not an
start. So
easy,
let's see how they do.
not an easy one to start.
Nah, nah. But there's a lot of
Um,
drama in Jamaica about this Leon Bailey guy and this whole Copa America team.
did
So
he refuse to play or something? He was
he
selected instead.
withdrew.
Is that he
He
withdrew?
withdrew. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand the argument, Ingle. Um, the things that they're saying makes absolutely no sense. I understand a little of what he's saying in terms of he's tired and all of that. But this is the
Mhm.
biggest competition next to
It is. Yeah.
the World Cup. This is it for you from a North American side. So I'm not sure what he's doing there. He knew from last year that Jamaica is in the Copa from last year, November.
Hmm.
But yet still, he has booked some party that he said he can't miss on the 21st.
Wow. A
I was
party.
like, okay, you not go because of a party? Right? So
Wow.
there's a lot of things, there's a lot of things going on. But to be named and withdraw himself from the team is just not a good look and very disappointing. But he said he wants to spend time with his family. He's retired and all of that. I leave that
Wow.
all up to him. But for now, I think, as
Yeah.
Ingrid said, focus on the people that are going to be on the pitch.
You have to. Yeah.
Very disappointing, I must say. Very disappointing. Everyone wanted him because technically he's Jamaica's best player. So everybody wanted him there.
Correct.
For whatever reason. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there's valid things about they don't have security. So when Jamaica goes anywhere on the bus and comes off the bus, there's no security with them. So anybody can come up to them and do whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're nervous about that and things have happened. Nothing serious. It's more friendly people who wants to be friendly, but
Hmm.
they don't get a chance to just walk off the bus and go into the hotel like everybody else.
But that's what I mean. If you're in a competition, everybody should be treated the same way.
Correct. But
You know.
Jamaica
So
doesn't support that right now, at least. So.
okay.
And he complained about having to share a room with somebody else. I mean, he makes over $30 million, so he has a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I guess sharing a room with somebody is not going to be good for him.
Not
But
good for him, right? I mean, that was one of the big things that these players here in the World Cup because everybody has single rooms.
yes,
Each player has a single room in T20 World Cup. So,
yes.
and that's one of the guys are accustomed to sharing, and now they're saying, "Wow, we finally have our own rooms."
There you go. It's a big thing. It's a big, and I can
It is a
understand.
big thing. I mean, you have differences. Sometimes somebody want to sleep, somebody want to watch TV, and
TV, yeah. And somebody
so
snores and they sleep in with their snoring and you can't sleep. So all
yeah,
these things, I cannot totally understand where he's coming from. But I don't know.
exactly.
I think it's a bad decision on his side, but I think it's his decision and he's doing what is right for him.
Yeah.
Nothing bad to say about him. I love him actually a lot. So I want to
Hmm.
see him do well, and I hope he does.
Yes, definitely for sure. I think we are basically a little. We went a little over time because we started late, and
Yeah.
we got yeah. So if there's anything else we can do a wrap up now, and
Yeah, we can certainly wrap up. And
and
it was a wonderful late show, but it was fascinating as always.
as always for sure, and looking forward to next week discussing more. A lot to talk about next week, because
A lot.
track and field. Shelly Ann, I hope
Yeah.
she comes out with a win tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Keep my
You got the track
fingers.
and field, you got the World Cup cricket, you got the European soccer going on, Copa America will be started by then.
Yeah,
So yeah, lots and lots and lots to talk about. And they're getting ready for Wimbledon too.
and Wimbledon as well. Yeah, so it's just what 6 weeks to go to the Olympics.
Something, yeah, it starts June
Something like that.
26th. July 26th, sorry, yeah.
July
So
26th, a little less than 6 weeks.
yeah, almost
So,
there.
almost there.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks for joining everyone, and have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe.
Be safe, everyone. Take care. See you next week.